What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Top 5 Scary Videos. The SCP Foundation is home to many horrors, and some, well, not so scary. Gotta love SCP-999. Coming in many shapes and sizes, today we'll be looking at a handful of some of our favorite SCPs from outer space. And before we break down our top 5 SCP monsters from outer space, we have a very special message from today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. With almost 500 champions to collect and upgrade, endless artifacts to search and collect, and billions of different teams to try out, Raid Shadow Legends has years of content. So you'll never find a dull moment. We'll go ahead and open our shards now. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I got, Hyra, level 1, 3 stars. Got the blue cape, got some yellow. Okay, next one is, here we go, here we go. Ooh, Master Butcher, level 1. This guy's meaty. He's got weapons. This dude's got ropes around him. He's crazy. And one more. Here we go, here we go. Fingers crossed. Ooh, this one's like a animal. It's like a wolf. Hellfang. Hellfang, level 1. Let's go. This thing was angry. It's got the green and purple, yellow scales. I would not want to run into this thing at all. I do not want anything to do with this. What I love most about Raid Shadow Legends is that you can jump right in after you've downloaded it on iOS or Android. After I downloaded it, I was so happy that it was only a matter of minutes before I was hooked. It doesn't take long at all, honestly. One of my favorite features of Raid Shadow Legends is that just by clicking the app, you get daily login rewards. Raid can also notify you when the next reward is available, so you don't miss a single thing. One of my favorite ways to unwind after a long day is to turn on auto attack. That way when the battle begins, I can kick back, grab a snack, and simply watch the action unfold. I don't even have to click anything. Raid's constantly bringing out new champions, and here's some concept art for some of the ones they're currently working on. And the sound mixing alone is just beautiful. So make sure you rock those headphones during battles. You can find me in game under the name McWatters 94, and if you're quick enough, you can even join my clan. Go to the video's description, click on the special links, and if you are a new player, you will get 100,000 silver, plus 2 clan boss keys, plus 10 mystery shards, and a free champion executioner. All this treasure will be waiting for you right here. Good luck, and I'll see you there. Kicking off the list at number 5, we have SCP-2399. SCP-2399 is an extremely massive Keter-class structure located inside Jupiter's lower atmosphere. So it's not the easiest place to get to, let's say that. Ever since it was discovered in 1963, SCP-2399 has been seen using these highly advanced antimatter weaponry that is more commonly referred to as the Great Red Spot. So many believe this SCP is damaged, perhaps after the impact of one of its biggest moons. So SCP-2399 responds by releasing multiple drones to go and repair said damage. Some of the drones don't linger though. A good amount is actually sent to patrol other nearby moons. There's like 79 moons, so it stays fairly busy. Other drones will actually dive deeper into the gases of Jupiter and search for parts that this SCP is missing. We estimate that SCP-2399 is 59% complete. Even that being the case, it's still terrifying. Even whilst damaged, it possesses a limitless power supply, advanced electromagnetic shielding, matter-disrupting weaponry, and very accurate tracking and targeting systems. Foundation satellites are constantly keeping an eye on Jupiter as they orbit, because the main goal here is to keep the reconstruction process below 75%, because after that, we're pretty much doomed. And coming in at number 4, we have SCP-1959. Next we have what most would think of as an ordinary spacesuit, even by the photo. This Euclid-class SCP doesn't seem haunting at all. It appears to match the Soviets' SK-1 model suit, however the visor seems to be damaged. So it's impossible to get a glimpse of what lies behind the cold reflection of space. It also emits a considerable amount of gamma radiation. It is in the near reaches of our atmosphere, so it's constantly orbiting Earth, like a common satellite. But here's the kicker. It's been known to come closer in orbit, and then all of a sudden it goes further away at like any given moment. SCP-1959 is also indestructible, so if anything is floating in its way, either a meteor or an Elon Musk space car, it's not gonna last. Hence why it hasn't been contained by the Foundation yet, but they're ready for the day to arrive. Should it be captured, there is a special containment unit set aside. The Foundation actually once witnessed SCP-1959 trying to break its own visor. Terrifying. So whatever's going on under that helmet doesn't look too comfortable. Maybe it's got a really bad itch on its forehead and it's just like, God, come on, it's been so long. The subject has also been said to be resisting some unseen force before being pulled away. So add that in, that's terrifying. And coming in at number 3, we have SCP-1694. Making its home just next door on the surface of Venus, SCP-1694 are the residual remains of an extraterrestrial nanotechnological device that was deployed on its surface. What deployed it, and when? Well, we still don't know. But what we do know is that if we were to make our way to Venus and land on the surface of the planet, SCP-1694 will rapidly shred us and quickly reassemble the matter at a cellular level into an interconnected mass of various durable appendages and sophisticated organs. Through unknown means, cells from multiple sources can be made to function together, and even dead tissue or matter can be reconstructed and repaired. Wow. So it makes sense why SCP-1694 is a Euclid class. Now, the fact that SCP-1694 targets biological tissue makes us believe that Venus was once like Earth, but due to an advanced civilization, it became this nanotechnological war due to the aggressive methods in which SCP-1694 uses to extract the resources. There's no traces of life left on Venus. This dude cleans up. Many have drawn conclusions that this is why Venus is a hot, lifeless planet, because of these greenhouse gases that accumulated, killing any organic matter and boiling off any traces of water. And honestly, with the way Apple's going now, I can for sure see this happening by the time we hit iPhone 16, easily, for sure, maybe 15. The face scan alone, I'm not here for it. I've seen Black Mirror. And coming in at number 2, we have SCP-3485. We go now far away from Earth. I'm talking like 17 light years away. This Keter class SCP has quite an interesting look to it. One that resembles, well, yeah, a lobster. And it's a big lobster too, bigger than the sun. Yeah, let's get into it. SCP-3485 was discovered back in 1999 by an astronomer, but of course, when he showed the world his brand new, proud discovery, everybody thought this guy was nuts. Until the SCP Foundation discovered it 2 years later. God, that has to suck. That's a pretty loaded I told you so, I think, coming from his direction. SCP-3485 can withstand quite a lot of damage. This thing is massive, so it's for sure bumped into the odd star or two, but there's no burn marks. There aren't any dents in this thing either, so no moon has given it a Charlie horse or anything like that yet. Come lunchtime, ooh, you better watch your back, ET. SCP-3485 has a complex digestive system, mainly snacking on leftover hydrogen and helium residue created by stars. It also uses heat-resistant tendons in its mouth to chomp away at star material. I bet it loves Hugh Jackman. You know, the star material? Okay, yeah, oh, yeah. So when you eat a lot, usually a few hours go by, and then that waste has to go somewhere, right? So when it comes to a galactic lobster, where's the litter box? What's step 2? Well, it uses its nuclear reaction to process material. We're talking mass energy conversion with zero waste. Teach us your ways, please, we need it. It's capable of surviving in space because it doesn't need nutrients or oxygen or anything lame like that. Instead of a bloodstream, SCP-3485 uses a highly conductive gaseous solution to transport electrical energy. But what if it's hungry and it's light years away from the closest pit stop of a star? Well, it can instantly teleport there and begin fueling up. So in other words, we're screwed. And lastly on our list, we have one of my favorite SCPs from space. I'm talking about SCP-4524. This Keter class SCP is about the same size of our moon, except, well, it's made of human cells instead of our moon, which is made of cheese. Right? It's made of cheese? Cool. We're unsure whether or not this SCP is alive, sentient, or sapient, but it's currently orbiting Uranus. And yes, you heard me. The moon, made out of human cells, is orbiting Uranus. Foundation probes were launched into the atmosphere and they gave us some data in regards to SCP-4524. That data being that its surface is actually habitable. How can it support life? Well, that's still one of the mysteries of the Foundation. Many have drawn conclusions that SCP-4524 has maintained the surface ecology using a thermoregulation system. Now, instead of the Foundation sending humans there, they decided to send a rover because, of course, it was much more safe. Not only was the surface made of human skin cells, but the structure of it is made of like muscles and bone marrow. God, it's gross. And if that didn't make you feel sick enough, maybe this next one will. The liquid resting on SCP-5424 is sweat and urine. So if you were thinking of grabbing a floaty and going for a ride down the old interstellar lazy river, you might want to take a nose plug with you. And before we wrap up here, guys, which outer space SCP do you guys like the most? I feel like the giant lobster is going to show up one day close to us. Maybe that's the final boss of 2020, the sun-eating lobster that defies the laws of gravity. There's the headline right there. That's my cue. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Taylor McWatters, and we'll catch you next time.